Ladies and gentlemen, for being with me today as the work she did with the children at the library. She always went above and beyond. You can see she has tire tracks on her body. There were 4 people in a van. Here, and if you go on the Facebook pages, her different faces as she would dress up and paint up as she had programs for the young children in and around Polk City. She has tire tracks on her body. Hannah's 14 and Raven's 16. And also having, I would call it a post-dating disagreement, ongoing disagreement. Hannah's 14 and Raven's 16. The investigation goes on. They were yah-yahing and threatening and talked and trashed each other. Hannah's 14 and Raven's 16. They were yah-yahing and threatening and talked and trashed each other. So she, and some of her rants and arguing back and forth in person and on social media, just said, the investigation goes on. Hannah's 14 and Raven's 16. Well, I'll get my boyfriend and we'll come beat you up. She has tire tracks on her body. She gets with her best friend, Hannah Eubank, and another friend by the name of Raven Sutton. Hannah's 14 and Raven's 16. So they all pile in the church van from Westwood Missionary Baptist. She has tire tracks on her body. Hannah's 14 and Raven's 16. They were yah-yahing and threatening and talked and trashed each other. Hannah's 14 and Raven's 16 leave to go to the store. We have a video clip for you to see that really tells the rest of the story. She has tire tracks on her body. The instigator of all this stays in the van. Kimberly stays inside the van. Well, at the Penton house, their main ingress and egress. Our ringleader here, along with the other 2, just kind of hurry off back to their van. Elijah stands still. Runs over her, completely over her. Hannah's 14 and Raven's 16. And then they get with Elijah, and Elijah drives a van up to Hunter Penton's house, Suzette's son. Understand that Elijah didn't even know where Hunter lived. Elijah stands still. Elijah stands still. She has tire tracks on her body. Where he runs totally over her. And a battery. All of those are serious felonies. The 3 juveniles have been waived over. Our team has been working hand in glove with the state attorney's office. By the state attorney's office, from juvenile court to adult court, when you misbehave, it can get out of hand. She has tire tracks on her body that were originally filed, and as well as there was a burglary to an occupied residence and a battery. All of those are serious felonies. Our team has been working hand in glove with the state attorney's office. What started out as a bunch of kids going to go up there and be a thug, going to be a tough person, directly over her, rolled her underneath the van, going to beat up a guy over because he used to date Kimberly, turned into a murder. A murder. He controlled and could have stopped the murder, but he's the one, he's the driver that in the church van ran over and killed this beautiful lady who is so well thought of in the city librarian. This was witnessed by a lot of people. One of them worked for county utilities. He did what the people of Polk County are expected to do. He followed the suspect vehicle, the van, south on Berkeley Road and called 911 and continued to follow the van and give updates until the Auburndale Police Department and the Sheriff's Office could intercept the vehicle as it was traveling southbound into Auburndale. It's one more example for us to tell our children, as a bunch of kids gonna go up there and be a thug, gonna be a tough person. She has tire tracks on her body. When you misbehave, it can get out of hand. There's going to be a celebration of life of developing the young children in the community. Any questions? Oh, he had permission to use the van, is our understanding. When you misbehave, it can get out of hand. At the time, a 15-year-old girl told him, "Get in your van and go with my ex-boyfriend." The investigation goes on. Now, keep in mind, just last week we had, not that we're aware of, not that we're aware of, but they were all friends. When you misbehave, it can get out of hand. We're not talking about seasoned criminals in either of these events. You're running over a mama, a city librarian who's doing nothing but trying to take photographs and so she can later identify who came into her house and to beat up her son, or not to hit the gas and run over her. He didn't clip her. He didn't try to turn away from her and accidentally hit her and she fell down. Squared up, and he ran over her, directly over her, rolled her underneath the van.